Good morning, everyone. I'm Puneet Saxena. I welcome you all to the press conference hosted by Press Information Bureau, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. We are here today to talk about the movie A Pale View of Hills, directed by Mr. K. Ishikawa. And before I start with the press conference, may I remind everyone that this PC is being live streamed on the YouTube channel of PIB. So kindly put your devices on silent or aeroplane mode. So today, as I said, we are here to talk about A Pale View of Hills. So let me briefly talk about the movie. So it's a movie based on the novel of the renowned Japanese writer Kazuo Ishiguro. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2017, and this movie is based on his novel. Briefly about the movie, it's based, as I said, about on the novel, and it's about the young British Japanese writer who is trying to write a book on the memories of a mother in the post Second World War Nagasaki. It's a tumultuous journey of the writer who is trying to find a balance between what her mother actually is experiencing and sharing it with her memories about post World War Japan in 1952. And this movie is set in 1980s when this writer is trying to write about the movie. So before we move forward, can we have the trailer of the movie, please?
Why did you come here?
Because I met your dad.
Not true.
あなたもあの日あそこにいたんでしょ
遠い山並みの光。
I need to tell you something more about our director here. He is not only the director of the movie, he is the editor as well as the screenplay writer. So he is wearing lot many feathers in his hat. So without further ado, I'll ask Mr. K. Ishikawa to talk about his movie in brief.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming here in this morning before the closing ceremony. And well, I really appreciate that. And well, it's my first time in India, and then I really enjoyed. And just right after this press conference, I'm, rushed to the airport, flying back to Japan. But I really enjoyed, and I hope to come back. And well, if I talk about this film, one thing, Mr. Ishiguro is an English writer. His nationality is British, and he wrote this in English.
Yes.
And so there is kind of distance to this subject, and then but of course he's super famous in Japan, and then I was always great fan of his novels, and I always wanted to do the adaptation. But this year is 80 years memorial year after the Second World War II. And then this year, actually, a lot of Japanese films really mentioning about this, topic. And so if I talk about this, kind of official point of view, this film is one of them. But at the same time, I always wanted to talk about this topic, but somehow it's kind of difficult to find the language to talk about it because, I haven't experienced this. And then, the older Japanese filmmaker really made a masterpiece about this, era. And then I really didn't see any reason I have to do that. And I even didn't know how to do that. But when I found this novel, and then if I had the chance to do the adaptation, I just thought, okay, Mr. Ishiguro wrote this novel, far away in London, and in English he has a certain distance to this topic, and then this distance somehow made me easier to tackle this subject. And so yeah, this is somehow the other one of my personal reason why I made this adaptation.
So you talked about that there's a distance between Japan and London because he wrote it in London. So just tell me and our audience, did you ever meet him before writing the screenplay of this movie?
Yes, because when we started this project, somehow it was like a kind of passion project. We just want to do that, but we didn't have any money. We didn't have any contact to the author. But we are pretty lucky because my previous film, A Man, was selected to Venice, and then this year, Mr. Ishiguro was one of the juries in Venice.
Oh.
And then, in this year, Mr. Ishiguro did the adaptation of Akira Kurosawa's Living. He actually, wrote the screenplay, did the adaptation. And then, in this sense, he was really film mindset. And then, and then we gave him, kind of short plot, synopsis about the film, and then he really explained that why I want to make this, and then what's so important for me, that kind of things. And then he really agreed. And, this is his first novel. And actually, till this moment, so many filmmakers really tried to make this film, but it didn't happen. And then, Mr. Ishiguro told me that he was always thinking this film should be made by Japanese next generation filmmaker. And so he was really helpful. I mean, he was even more like a script doctor for me.
Right. I was about to ask that. So now you've answered it. So I have another question to you before I open it for the audience. Like, what was your personal experience working on the film? Since obviously you're born way after this tragedy happened in Nagasaki and in the post-World War era. So how did you kind of adjust to the realities? And what were your experiences while writing the script, then filming the film, and then obviously the editing? I'll ask about the editing later, maybe after a few questions from the audience. So can you explain, like, what were your experience?
Right. So basically, what I liked about this story is it's not only about atomic bomb trauma, but it's also about women in different eras.
Yes.
And so for me, I mean, for example, I really liked, for example, The Hours by Stephen Dowdley. It's also about the three women in, different times. And then, each of their stories somehow reflect each other. And so I treat this film something close to this kind of feeling.
Sure.
And and then obviously I wanted to write the script by myself, and then basically I have to edit by myself because kind of for me editing kind of a finishing writing.
Yes.
So so I always edit myself.
I'll ask about that thing later, but now the floor is open for the audience to ask questions to Mr. Kei Ishikawa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to ask you about the music of the film. From the trailer, I felt it very intense and little bit different also. So, do you have any thoughts behind that to make the music so much gripping?
Okay, I have to confess that this music for this trailer was added by our promotion team. So this music is not very used in the film. So they wanted to promote this more like a kind of suspense mystery film, and so it's part of the strategy, their strategies, I think. But anyway, yeah, for me, I mean, in the film as well, it sometimes looks like a horror film, I think, and then the music is kind of creepy sometimes, and but this is also what I liked about the book, because Mr. Ishiguro is really well known as using the method of unreliable narrator, which means the character is talking about something, but we don't know whether it's true or not, and then this method somehow create kind of feeling of mystery, suspense. I mean, I'm not talking about pure meaning, genuine meaning of this meaning of this mystery suspense, but I think it's really quite cinematic, and then I really wanted to use it. So I mean, of course, the main theme is more about the family drama, but found it very interesting. So.
Hello, sir. I want to ask, not particularly about this film. I want to ask that how much impact do you see on the Japanese cinema of impact of Nagasaki and Hiroshima? How much impact do you see?
Wow. Difficult questions. I don't know. I'm the proper person to answer this, but of course, it's really important topic. But at the same time, you know the Japanese history. But if we only see this atomic bomb things, we are the victim. But at the same time, we did a lot bad thing, about neighborhood. So, we have kind of dilemmas in this topic. And then I also had this problem that when the older generation made the film about this, they're always talking about we were victims, but I had a little bit, strange feeling that no, but we did very bad thing to do, So, I mean, in this sense, Mr. Ishiguro had a very proper distance to this subject because, as you can see, this Ogata, the stepfather in the film was really accused about this. So, we are not only talking about this truth. And, I think, it's 80 years after the Second World War II, and then it's kind of a changing time. And then it's good that we can talk about it freely. And so, in this sense, I think this film is kind of new. If I talk about this, yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, Geezer.
Hello.
I'm Yash. So, when working on this film, you had two diverse audiences to specifically look on. One was the Japanese audience, and one was the England-based audience. Okay, both have a very cultural difference. Was it difficult or conflicting at any point for you to work on this film that oh, this particular scene might work on the Japanese audience, but the English people might find it difficult to understand, and vice versa?
Well, good questions. Because, yeah, of course, we had the Japanese, audience, British audience. And then actually this time it is a co-production with Poland. So we had the three countries kind of point of view. And we really discussed about the ending, how clear we should show the ending. And then, because in Ishiguro's literature, there is kind of a beauty of ambiguities. So, we didn't want to spoil it, but at the same time, this is for more somehow the normal audience. So, and then what we discussed is, for example, British producer said it should be much clearer, and then the Polish producer said, no, you explain too much, and then Japanese are kind of in between, So I don't know if this is cultural difference, but yeah, we discussed a lot in between those three countries, and I really enjoyed this process. Yeah.
And then when working on this film, where did you feel that, oh, I'm being stuck over here to take this story further? Like in terms of putting it in creative manners.
Ah, wow, I don't know. I mean, it was great process, but in the editing room, people say totally different things. They keep giving me the feedbacks, which doesn't really meet much each other. So it was the hard thing. But actually, Mr. Ishiguro somehow helped me, encouraged me that this is your film, so you have to decide in the end. And then, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
As we know that your film is entirely based on the novel of the British writer, have you made any changes in the script of the film from whatever was written in the novel? Because you have already mentioned that he was a distant writer, so there must be something in your mind. How is distant from the Japanese incident? So what changes did you made?
Okay. Basically, this novel was written from the perspective of the mother. So it's kind of a mother's monologue. She's remembering those times. But, this book was published in 40 years ago, and then it's kind of difficult for the audience nowadays to follow because it's so very long time ago. So what I changed is I changed the perspective. Like we follow Nikki, the daughter, and then through Nikki, so I changed the story like how and what Nikki is finding from mother's talk, and so yeah, that's the biggest change. And then and if I change that way, somehow I have to really make clear that what really she finds in the end, what she really discovers. So in the end, actually, the ending, the reveal is more vague in the book, but in the film, somehow we really try to make it somehow clearer. So this is somehow the biggest change, I think.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Last question, please. So I have a question for you. So I will come back to the editing part. We had a great Indian filmmaker by the name of Raj Kapoor who always said that the film is made twice. One is when it is scanned by the director, and the other one is when it is edited. So since you are both the director and the editor, you briefly mentioned about it, like you had different ideas, and people interacted with you about what needs to be done at the editing table. So what were your challenges when you were editing your own film, because you must have passionately shot it across locations? So what made you edit the film in a particular way that what we see on the screen?
Wow, because I mean, originally I started my career as an editor or script supervisor on set, and so basically I'm very familiar with it. And then I have different personality that as an editor I can cut anything
Yeah.
which is not needed. I mean, always the director editor have this problem that the
Sure.
director can't really cut anything.
Yes, that's why I asked you
So,
that.
so for me, it doesn't. It's not the problem for me. And then at the same time, for example, I mean, this one I wrote the script by myself, but I can let someone write the script, but I can't let someone edit my film.
Sure.
So in this sense, somehow for me, editing this film is more like a music, and I can't really accept somebody's pace and rhythm and breeze. And at the same time, even though we have some problems, if I have some problems in the script, I can somehow find the answer in the editing room always. So yeah, that's, and then also I in my career I made a lot of TV documentaries, and then I had to edit by myself. So it's kind of a natural thing.
Yes, yes, yes. So it was a bit easier for you than maybe some others would have done it in a different way, as you said.
Right.
So,
Hello. I have a question to Kay.
sure.
First of all, congratulations for your film, Pale View of Hills. And I just want to know how the Japanese film industry works, and does government supports you filmmakers there in any way? Just shed light.
Well, because I studied filmmaking in Poland, so I know a little bit about European situations. And if I compare it with European situation, somehow Japanese system is more close to American system. So, we don't really rely on those, government funds, but we try to find investors or sponsors or, but at the same time, it's changing. It's changing. The government started to support us a little bit. So I really hope they expand this support a little bit more. But yeah.
So, thank you, Guy, for taking the time out.
Thank you very much.
And just a very small question, just on behalf of all of us. How was the response of your film when it was screened yesterday?
Well, Q&A was not that wrong. So it was, I'm still curious about, but after the screening, some people came to me and then talk about it. And yeah, I was great reactions. And I really kind of waiting for another feedback, reactions on SNS or somewhere.
You have miles to go before you rest, so don't worry about it. You'll make many more movies, and we congratulate you again on the movie, as well as best of luck for your future projects.
Thank you.
So with that, we come to the end of this press conference. Before we wind up, we have a small memento for you. So kindly come down, and we'll hand it over to you there. Please.